Hi there guys, hope you're all having a good week. My name's Jordan, welcome back to Uninformed RPG. So, different video for you today, which is I'm going to be talking about the current state of the world with lockdowns and how that has impacted tabletop RPGs and my personal experiences with them, but also how I don't necessarily think that it's a bad thing and how we can all look at it as a positive. So obviously with lockdowns being the way they are, where I live in the UK, we are currently still in a national lockdown. I know there are some parts of the world where they don't have lockdowns, and there are some parts of the world that are even stricter than this. And what that has done has made meeting up with a group of friends to play a game together basically impossible for almost a year now. It's meant that a lot of gaming that is now done is done online rather than face-to-face, obviously using either sites like Zoom or Discord or something a bit more advanced like Roll20. But that's not always easy for some people because not everybody has the facility. I'm quite lucky that I've got a facility that I can game online very easily, but I know that that's not the case for everyone. One change that has also happened because of online gaming more is that a lot of games, in case of my personal experiences, a lot of games tend to be running what we call theatre of the mind, which is instead of having a map out on the table and markers where your characters are, you just do it all in your head. You explain or have explained to you where everybody's standing, what a room looks like. Personally, I don't really have a problem with this type of gaming, but I know that some people do like that. Like I said before, there is facility for people who do need that sort of gaming. I know that Dungeons & Dragons is a game which uses a mechanic called movement speed, which means that obviously having characters and being able to move them is much more useful and conducive to the game setting. So you have sites like Roll20, where it's a map that everybody can interact with on screen, and you can move your character and you can do it like you would, but I understand that it's also not the same feeling of sitting around a table, and I think it's a little bit off-putting for some people. I certainly think that gaming online has put off some experienced players that really don't like just sitting in front of a computer screen, but would rather sit around a table and do this physically. I mean, for a lot of people, it's even taken out the mechanic of rolling dice. A lot of online systems now use dice bots, Discord, for example, or Roll20, and taking away that physical element, which again, I think is off-putting to some. And it makes it even more difficult for new players to come in and to find new games and to get invested in the hobby because it's just not the same feeling that it was 12 months ago. However, what I now want to talk about is how I think this isn't a bad thing and how I think it's actually can be turned into a good thing. Because what this has done is it's made gaming more accessible than ever, I think, especially this type of gaming. That's absolutely exploded. Sites like Roll20 and Discord have really enabled people to be able to do this from home and also from anywhere. You don't have to find a venue now, a public library, for example, or a public place where you can go and meet up. You can do it from the comfort of your own home, and you can do it at any time. You could do it in an evening, like where you may not be able to drive out, leave your home and go to a face-to-face meetup. You can very easily do it in the week. And also on the weekend, obviously, at least from where I am, people aren't really going anywhere, so everybody's at home. And if you're able to get online in front of your computer and you don't have a problem with it, then you really can have a lot of fun. I think what it's also meant is that it's encouraged people who maybe are very strict Dungeons & Dragons players to try new systems. Maybe they're like, actually, you know what? There isn't really a D&D game at the minute. The D&D game I was playing in, people don't want to play online. So how about I try and jump into a new system? And people have really enjoyed it. And I think that's really, really good. That's really cool to me to hear that people who have been playing the same game for a long time are all of a sudden finding joy in new systems that they haven't tried before and are now interested to try even more new systems, because that's just expanding the community and expanding their enjoyment of this hobby. And I think that's really, really cool. I think that the other thing that it's done, and I think the most important thing that being able to do this type of gaming online is it's allowing people to stay connected. I think it's fair to say that everybody has struggled these last 12 months with the state of the world and lockdowns and what rules are you allowed to follow? Are you allowed to go out? Are you allowed to meet people? It's just been really tricky, and it's exactly the same for me. I found myself not really knowing if I'm okay meeting with people, and I've obviously adapted to online, but it's something that we've all had to adjust to. But I think that weekly, or if you do it more than bi-weekly, or even every 2 weeks, whatever it is, that act of being able to meet up with people in a virtual setting and just have a laugh with them and just forget what the world's like at the minute is just really important. It's important for people's mental health to feel like that, and it's helping everyone to stay connected and feel like they're not alone in this. Everyone's in the same boat at the end of the day. We're all in this together, and we're all going to get out of it together. Eventually this will end, and we will be able to go back to a face-to-face setting where we're meeting up, rolling physical dice, and not just dice bots online, which I know for some people, especially for me, sometimes is a bit annoying. I've got a big bag of dice in the corner that I can't break out because a lot of the time I'm just using dice bots on Discord. But I know it will happen. I know I'll be able to use them again. And like I said, like this will end and we will go back to face-to-face. But for now, I'm okay with this. This is allowing me to stay connected and to meet up with my friends and to meet up with new friends. I've made a lot of friends these last 12 months by doing this virtually. So I think the message to take away from this, guys, is that it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It doesn't have to be a reminder of the state of the world. It can be something that you can look forward to, a way to hang out with friends. I mean, not just for gaming, but also to just chat and to keep positive and to help your friends out and to allow them to meet up and just talk. Everybody needs an outlet sometimes, and I think this can be that outlet for people. I know it's helped for me, and I know it's helping a lot of us, and I think that it can help people who don't currently have something like this, who are struggling. I think that this is a perfect way for you to find a new hobby, meet some new people, and just really take your mind off of what the current state of the world is until there comes a time where we can all meet up face to face again and go back to our normal lives. I hope that's been helpful for you guys. Like I say, a little bit of a different video for me, but just something I've been thinking about recently and wanted to share with you because I think it's really important to find positives where you can, especially with the world being the way it is, and to just help out the people in your lives and to make sure that everyone's okay and to give people an escape from the world until there comes a time where we can all go back to normal. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Laters.